Alrighty, guys, it is 3:30. Time to wrap it up for today. And we got a massive rally. We got new highs. We got a market which is melting up. Man, this is like pretty spectacular stuff, guys. So we got a pretty sloppy session to start with, and then we finally got some traction here. Yeah, 2 o'clock hour, we had the beige book come out, and I think there may have been some news at the Hormuz Strait as well. But 2 o'clock, we got a little bit of reaction going on there, and then it started off with a straight shot to the upside from there. Slow grind, but it's definitely heading higher. And there's just nothing else to do but to stay on the long side. I did it one trade today. That was a long one and done kind of a trade. I was looking at this thing. What was my trade? I was back here, way back in yeah, right here, right there. So you see, as we were trading higher today, we're taking up the initial balance high. This was around the 140 level. So we were down here a little bit. This is like at the 140s, a bit lower than that. So when they were trading here into this resistance area, I'm right shy of it. They were basically on the long side of this, and I just got long against the tab, but they pulled back and got in, rolled it up into the London close, got out right before the close, and then there was a little bit of a pullback there. But that's one and done trade, and I figured like, okay, I'm done. A day like this, you can probably press it a little bit, but the thing is, like, it's the pullbacks that are gnarly. So, I mean, you're looking at this thing running up. Same story with ES. You run up a little bit, go a little bit higher, and then retrace it quite a bit, and then they keep going, and then just back and forth it goes, but net higher every time. So at this point, I'm going to stay on the long side of the market, guys. You can almost guess that, right? Almost guess that. But we are in all-time high territory right now. That's pretty spectacular for being coming off this all this turbulence. Look at this market. Boom, right up here to gut resistance. Now we're not quite extended past it. We have basically broken the edge, probing above it. We'll see if they can hold this. That's going to be the key question for the overnight and going into tomorrow's trading. Tomorrow's trading is what do we have? We have jobless claims, Philly Fed. At 8:30, we have industrial production at 9:15, and that's about it. So not much going on the news side, and then even less news on Friday. So pretty light on the news. So I'm thinking that the momentum is to the long side. Let's see, let's stay on the long side, look to buy weakness. At this point, it's going to be pretty straightforward analysis, right? You want to buy against the support area at the 7,040s, down to the 35 to 40s here. You want to get long down here towards the 7,020. So those are two areas I can see right now, but we'll see what it looks in overnight. And I'm going to adjust these levels going in there as well. But man, something. Hope you didn't try to fade it all the way up. That would have been one of those mistakes. You're trying that short trade, it's just never materialized. We had a roundabout here right at the high. They were pretty sloppy for a while early on this morning, especially this move. That kind of could get you out of the mood. They start taking this higher, and they absolutely creamed everyone. I mean, including myself. I didn't take any trades on this account. I was in a different account. I took a couple of trades on the way down, tried to get long, and I also had to run over twice. It was like brutal. So that wasn't fun, but it's you can see how big that was. They retraced the whole thing and then some, and then they just stopped, slopped it back and forth, and then they started grinding this higher, and the whole thing started. So we had one more up here on the 10:30, and we had something going on here, a little bit here at the 12:30 time frame, a little bit of action going on and back to the mean. So we had a couple of times where the little bit of reaction came in there, but net to the upside, trading it from the long side has been the ticket, and let's stay with that. We may see a little bit of pullback down here going into the close, we'll see. But unless they take out these lows at the 7,020s, or on the Nasdaq, that low would be down here at the. They would have to take out the 26,100s, and we're going to stay on the long side. So this feels very much like, yeah, they're running this right into the close, and they can certainly pop it even higher into the close. We'll see. But as I said, I'm not trading it right now. But, it is pretty spectacular. On the Nasdaq's capital flow, if you look at that guy, they are up here against resistance. So Nasdaq is not quite clear the highs. The ES is, Nasdaq not quite. A little bit left. That's a little bit left. And that may happen before they close. They'll pop it right above it. The question is for tomorrow's trading, are they going to be able to hold it? That's going to be the big one. But man, look at that squeeze and a half. That is something, right? So that's how fast that went. When the risk on was on, everything started. I mean, from having like the last 2 months of just knockdown, grinding, knockdown, drag out, misery. Suddenly we have like this massive rally. And I mean, you're sitting on the sideline with your stock. You sold the stocks, took some losses, and sitting on the cash waiting for a spot to get in. You just missed it, unless you got in like 3 days ago. You just missed the whole thing. And that is the difficulty with the stock market. Trying to trade it, unless you're if you're trading it, just be aware that you're trading it. If you're investing, you don't want to be. You just kind of have to sit through it. So, because will you miss these ones? These are the ones which you'll be just that just run right by you. You have no idea. You're chasing it. You don't know what to get in, and the market just keeps going. So. Starting off the overnight range bound bias to the upside, definitely. And let's see how far it can take it. I took one trade today in the Nasdaq, one and done up $100 on that trade. That's a pretty good result for one trade. Now I would love to be able to sit through this in a bigger trade, but you know how it is. It's yeah, it's after the fact you can look at it in the middle of the heat. You kind of have to figure out when to get long. And today, a day like this, the tablet pullbacks are great. I mean, those are actually working well. Trending market like that, if you look at conservative pullbacks towards the tablet, some of them doesn't quite make it all the way down there. So you can be more aggressive if you want to, or you can just wait for it to get to you and see which one you can take. But it is pretty darn impressive, I have to say. So biases to the upside, stay on the long side. On the bond market, I didn't take any bond trades today either. They've been drifting lower, but haven't been much. You can see how that range has been absolutely miserable. So I mean, I haven't even tried to trade that. So it's not going anywhere on the bonds. The bond market just going sideways. Not much happening there. No attempt to take it higher though. I'm waiting for them to run it back here to the 115.10. So I'm still thinking long side of the market. This reaction to the downside is not doing much. That's going to start range bound on the bond market going into the overnight and see if they take out the lows here at the 1402s. I would maybe consider the short side on the if they start taking out the 114.30s, definitely on the long side. So we're in a little tight range right now. And then finally on the crypto, I haven't done any crypto trading either after that, the last update or after this morning update. I did take a couple of silver trades early on this morning. You can see them here still on the left hand side. I took one short trade against the mean. It was close to the mean, and it turned out to be a loser. That was these guys here, this short right there on the way down. They ran it even higher. I took a long trade when they started taking out the mean, and that got me back to the positive side of the buck or so. But with the commissions as they are like $5 a round turn on silver, and I didn't net lose money on it. So not great. And you can see, look at the Bitcoin rally. That's a rally and a half. Look at that thing. Take off from 74,390 up to the 75,260. That's a nice rally on Bitcoin. So big move on that guy pulling back right now. But anyway, not much else to say about it on Bitcoin. Let me see here. Back to the ES and the Nasdaq. So I hope you guys managed to get in on a couple of long trades. A day like this, given that the last 2 days trading it from the long side was the analysis this morning. It wasn't easy this morning. Both ES and Nasdaq was whippy and nasty in the morning, and you can see here on the Nasdaq it was pretty crazy here until we started seeing the trend develop, and it took a while. It took after the 10 o'clock hour before we really started seeing a trend develop on that thing. And as I said, I mean, I was a little bit more aggressive on a different account, and I got creamed in that first rundown. That was just absolutely brutal. So it's but you're a little bit patient. You wait for the day to kind of develop a little bit, and then you usually get better opportunities. So patience pays off a little bit. All right, guys, we'll wrap it there. So hopefully you got in on a couple of good trades. Tomorrow, the key thing is going to be, are they going to be able to hold these new highs? That's going to be the key thing. Or are they going to knock the shit out of it to the downside? That's going to be the big one. Now, there's no reason to think it can't trade higher. So, I mean, the market can certainly just keep going on the upside, and that could very well happen, but we are right at resistance. The ES is making new highs. NASDAQ is just at the edge. And if they're going to be able to keep going, good. If not, it could be a beautiful short setup there, but I'm not going to be super aggressive on that short. I'm going to wait for that one to start developing, and you'll know if they start heading lower, if they start failing. you'll start seeing some pretty good selling happening, and that's when you want to start trading that from the short side. All right, but they're not yet. Not there yet by any means. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you back in the morning. Good, and we'll start. We'll do this all over again. Alrighty, guys. Later.